Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be like everything that you need to know about cosmetology school, or what you should know about cosmetology school, going into, wanting to sign up and figuring out if that's right for you, if that's something that you should do. And I just recently graduated from cosmetology school, so I feel like I know a lot about it now, and I feel like what I thought it was going to be going into it is so much different than my experience. And so I was like looking up videos about this to see if, other people had like a similar experience and whatnot. And it seems like a lot of people think that cosmetology school is going to be a lot different than it is. And so I just wanted to be like straightforward and honest with you guys and be upfront about like my experience and, things that I wish I knew. And honestly, if I had known before I signed up, I may have changed my mind about going. I'm not saying that I regret going, because now I do have, that in my pocket, and it's something I can always use, and it's very useful. So it's not like going to cosmetology school is a waste in any way, but it's just like good to know these things for you personally, so that way that like you can figure out if it's something that's truly right for you or not. That way you don't like go into it and feel like, oh crap, like I signed up for this thing, now I feel stuck and I have to pay all this money. And it's like, honestly, like if you just know these things going into it, you can make like that clear decision if it's right for you or not. So I have a few points written down, just like I took a few notes so that I'm not like scatterbrained during this, but I'm just gonna basically be going off of these. So my first thing that I think that people should know about cosmetology school is that you're going to learn the basics and you're going to practice a lot of basic things or a lot of repetitive things. So essentially cosmetology school, like you go in and you go to class and they teach you the basics about hair cutting, about hair color, styling, and things like that. And there are such a wide variety of different ways to do things, right? And there's also so many different haircuts and so many hairstyles and so many hair colors that, they can't really teach you all of that in the allotted time that they have. So you're going to learn a lot of the basics, like, a basic blunt haircut, basic layering, a basic men's cut. Like, you're not going to be doing anything that's like crazy out of this world, like amazing, unique, different. And if you're somebody that really likes to be creative and do a lot of crazy things, like, you're not really going to be able to have that opportunity until either you get a client or when you're actually working in the field. You're not going to be really learning that stuff in cosmetology school, like, right off the bat. So when you're in cosmetology school, you're learning the basics of things. And after you're in class for a little while, you go out into what they call, you go on the floor, which is like the actual salon part of the school where you start taking clients. And what you're gonna probably realize after a little bit, and I think that most people do have this experience, I'm not saying you will, definitely. Everyone, is on a different journey and is in a different area and things like that. But most likely you're gonna be getting a lot of the same clients. So you're gonna notice that like a lot of the same people are coming in, like same age range and same like trend and same just the same looks over and over again. There will be like once in a while you do get somebody who's like totally different from what you've been doing, and it feels like really nice and refreshing because it's like, oh, I'm learning something new now. I'm not just practicing the same things over and over again. But like for me personally, I had so many people that just wanted balayages, and that's like extremely popular right now. That's like the culture. That's what people want at the moment. So for me to, have all those clients, it's definitely not a bad thing. I mean, like, of course I want to be good at them and I want to practice them and I want to get better at them. So, it doesn't bother me that I have a lot of repeat clients like that. But it's like when I'm only doing balayages and I'm not learning men's cuts and I'm not learning like advanced women's layering cuts, and I'm not learning about color corrections, and I'm not really learning the things that I don't understand and that I still need to know, and I'm just doing the same things over and over again. It's like I'm becoming specialized in like one thing only, and I'm not getting good at everything. And of course, like when you're in cosmetology school, you want to be good at everything so that you're like a very diverse person. And so it's hard when you are in cosmetology school. You know, you can bring in your own clients, but a lot of the time you're going to have clients that are calling in and just like requesting you, or they give those people to you. And it's going to be like so random. And a lot of the time it's going to be the same thing over and over again. So that is one thing to know going into cosmetology school. Like, you're probably not going to get too many fantasy color clients either, which is like basically super bright, really fun, interesting colors. Like, I probably in, you know, my 2 years of going to school, I might have had like 5 clients who wanted like crazy fun, awesome transformations. And so that's like 2 to 3 people a whole year, you know what I mean? It's just like not super common or popular. So that's just something to be aware of. You're just going to be learning a lot of basic things and doing a lot of the same things over and over again. My next point is that in cosmetology school, you are required to learn hair, skin, and nails, but you do not get a certification or a specialized certificate in doing skin or nails. So, like, when you're a cosmetologist, the main thing that you're learning and doing is hair. So, of course, if you want to do hair, you should definitely go to cosmetology school. But the thing is, they're also going to make you learn how to do facials, like the structure of the skin diseases and disorders, the same as nails. So you're going to be learning like nail diseases and disorders, like nail structure, how to do manicures, and all that good stuff. But the thing is, you don't become like certified in doing those things. So for me, I still don't really understand it. I don't get why we have to learn something that we can't use in every setting, if that makes sense. Because the thing is, if you want to specialize in facials, you would want to go to esthetician school, which is you become a certified esthetician, and then you do facials and all kinds of skin things. You can work in a lot of different places, and that's your specialty. You're not learning hair there or anything like that. And then there are places where if you want to do nails, like they are looking to hire a nail tech, which is like a specialist or a certified person in doing nails. But if you go to cosmetology school, you're not becoming a nail tech. Like, you need to go separately to school again to become a nail tech. So it's very strange to me why we have to learn things that we don't get certified in, and then we can't use them in every work setting, because there are going to be some salons, if you have a cosmetology license, like, they will hire you and maybe expect you to do facials or nails on people, but there's not going to be an opportunity to do that everywhere, because some places are specifically looking for an esthetician or for a nail tech, and if you don't have that certification, they're probably not going to hire you. So that's one thing to be in mind of. And especially, like, if you're someone that has like kind of like a distaste or a dislike for doing pedicures and stuff, or if you don't like to touch people's faces, that's going to be like a big issue in cosmetology school, because you actually are required to do like a certain number of facials and nails every month within your progress sheet. So if you don't like doing those things, I would definitely like figure out if cosmetology school is going to be worth it for you, because you are going to be required. My next point is that cosmetology school is a full-time job that you have to pay to be at. There is a lot that I didn't realize would go into cosmetology school. Like, they really, truly do want you to treat the salon that you're going to school at as if you were really working there. Like, they want you to sell products, they want you to upsell services, they want you to always be booked and always stay busy, and of course that's a good thing. It's not that it's a negative thing in any way, but it's just the fact that, like, when you go to school, you kind of have this expectation that it's going to be more of a learning environment, and then there is times, of course, where you're in class and you are learning things, but I would say the majority of the time they're going to spend in cosmetology school is you're going to be busting your ass, like, trying to work, basically. And the hard thing with that is, like, you have to put so much time and energy and effort into doing that stuff, like to have those clients and to do well and to get rebooks and all those things. And you do not get paid for the hair services that you're doing. Like, you have to pay the school to be there, right? And like tuition, depending on the school, is going to be different. Um, in my case, I think my tuition is around 20,000. I think it's a little bit more than that. So I'm paying like over $20,000 to go to this school where I'm learning the basics, right? And then I'm working my ass off to get clients and like to do these things so that I can practice. And it's basically a full-time job. You know, I can be there from anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day. Sometimes you don't even get a lunch because you're so busy and you're not making any money. Unless there are some people who are going to be nice and they will tip you. And I'm really grateful to the people in my experiences that like they did tip me and they were like really truly grateful for the services that I gave them. And like it is so nice when people do that because you really are working really hard and putting so much time and energy and effort into something. And when those people tip you, it's like they really truly like appreciate what you're doing. But not everyone is going to tip you. You might have a whole day of working so hard, like your back, your feet, they hurt so bad, you're so hungry, you've been working all day and you made no money. But the thing is, you are there to learn, you are there to practice, and there is a requirement for how many hours you have to be there in order to graduate. So, you know, that time is going toward your education, and that time is going toward, like, you know, character building and things like that. And so it's not, like, entirely negative. It's just something to be aware of, especially, you know, doing that is going to really prepare you for the real world because that's really how a salon is going to be. And so I do understand why things are the way that they are at the school. But like I said, I just really thought personally that there would be a lot more learning rather than like working. So that is just something to be aware of. My next point is that there can be a lot of drama in cosmetology school. So just, you know, when there's a lot of girls in one room, things can get kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Girls together tend to be very dramatic, and not only that, but the thing is that people that go to cosmetology school, there's going to be a very wide range of people that are going to school. It's not just going to be like all teenagers fresh out of high school. Like, there are so many people from all different backgrounds of life, all different ethnicities. Like, some people are going to be parents and some people aren't. But there's going to be such a wide variety of people at your school. And sometimes that's going to cause like clashing and issues, and you know, some people are going to be a lot more mature than others, and there's going to be those like really immature and rude girls that are just like mean, and you know, like they're miserable so they want to make you miserable. And you know, of course that's going to start fights, and it's going to start cattiness and clickiness and everything like that. So it's just something to be aware of. Like, there are going to be those like really nice and supportive, like awesome girls there. And you know, you just really got to filter through everybody and really get to know people and figure out like who your tribe is going to be at school. You are going to find some people that you can like relate to and be really chill with, but the majority of the people there are not going to be your friend. And you know, another thing is that with that being said, there's going to be a lot of competition between people. Like, some girls are going to be really full of themselves and think that they're better than everyone, think that they're better hairstylists, and they're going to like go out of their way to try to be like at the top and make you feel like you're below them. And you know, that's an insecurity problem of theirs, that's not you. But you are going to have to deal with that energy. There's going to be a lot of negative energy at the school, not only the students but the teachers as well. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there was a lot of teachers at my school that were just like not helpful, very negative, and it seemed like they're only there to make money. They're not there to like further your education. That's what it felt like. So there's going to be a lot of people everywhere in that school that aren't there to help you, and so drama is absolutely going to come from that. Another thing that could possibly happen to you, it happened to me, it happened to some of my friends, it happened to a lot of people. You're going to get your things stolen. especially if they're just sitting out and not locked away. It's pretty much a guarantee that if you leave something out at some point, it's going to disappear. Either someone stole it, someone threw it away, someone didn't know it was yours, so they took it. It's pretty much a guarantee. So I would just be aware of that. Like, if you're not a mentally strong, like, stable person, and you're, like, highly affected by people and energies like that, I don't know if cosmetology school would be the right thing for you, because I, it's just something that you have to deal with people. And if you don't like to deal with people, and if you're not good at dealing with people, you're going to have a really hard time. And it's not to say that you can't get better at dealing with people, because you definitely will. Like, going to cosmetology school is a huge, like, character building experience. And so you'll learn a lot about yourself, and you'll learn a lot of, like, how to deal with people and how to deal with situations like that. But like I said, if you're just, like, super sensitive to those things and you don't want to be around it, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend going to cosmetology school. And my last point that I want to make is that cosmetology school is for passionate people that love to do hair, love to do makeup, love to do nails, and it is not a fallback. And I feel like a lot of people look down on the industry because they're like, oh, just people that aren't smart just want to go to cosmetology school, or like teen moms want to go to cosmetology school, or just like really rude things where like they're putting you down and kind of making you feel like the fact that you want to go to cosmetology school means you're like not smart enough to do something else, or that you don't want to work hard, so you just want to do this fallback thing. Oh, and doing hair is so easy and anybody could do it and whatnot. That is absolutely so not true. And of course there are going to be some people that do think that way, which is why they're going to go to cosmetology school, because they think it's going to be easy and they think it's going to be a good fallback. But in reality, it is absolutely not that. I've already gone over the fact that cosmetology school is like a full-time job. You're working your butt off, you're working really hard, and it is not easy. Like, learning how to do hair and actually having the technical skills and actually remembering, like, everything that you need to know, not just about how to do things, but, like, the math and the science behind things. Like, it's very, very important. And you are not just going to be, like, naturally good at everything. I mean, you will be naturally good at some things, and some things you're going to have to work really, really hard to master and achieve. It is not something for everybody. You are also having to deal with people 24/7. Like, the whole thing about doing hair is that you're doing it on people, right? So if you do not have, like, good people skills or good talking skills, good, like, emotional management, this job is going to be really, really difficult for you. There's just so much that goes into doing hair, and I hate that people think of it as a fallback, because the thing is, like, in order to be successful in this industry, you have to really, really apply yourself, mentally and physically. And so it is not an easy thing that everybody should do or could do. It is, if you're very passionate about, like, the art of doing hair and the math and the science behind doing hair, and you're passionate about helping people and talking to people, then this is right for you. And if you just want to go to cosmetology school because you don't know what else to do with yourself, then you're going to have a really, really hard time, because it is not for everybody. And you might end up going to school, get through half of it, decide that you hate it, and drop out. You still have to pay the $20,000 or so that you owe for tuition because you went to school. It's not something that you do for free. You have to pay to be there. You're paying for your education. You're paying to learn. So, if it's not for you, I just don't recommend it. And, those are the main points that I have right now. I really hope that this helped you guys, and I hope that you guys learned something from this. I feel like I went into cosmetology school with the expectation that, like, it was going to be so easy because I was already good at doing makeup and I like doing hair, and, I'm going to love it and I'm going to make friends, and those are the expectations that I had, and I realized that was so far from the truth. Like, I was mentally and physically challenged every day to be my best self and to work really hard and to continue to learn and to, not get stuck, not get stubborn, and not get upset about the way that things are, and I feel like when I had originally gone, if I knew how difficult it would be, I might have had looked into other things before making that final decision about, like, yeah, I definitely want to do this, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But, now I'm at the end of it. My program was 1,500 hours. It took me a little bit over 2 years, but I finally finished it. And I have grown so much as a person. Like, I have matured immensely, not just, like, emotionally, but about the way that I think about, like, working and jobs and careers and everything. And, so I'm very grateful for the experience, even though at times it was extremely difficult. And, so it is something that I would recommend to people that want to get into something like this. But I just want you to know that if any of what I just said today, like, really scares you or upsets you or just sounds like completely uninteresting, then I don't recommend going to cosmetology school, because you'll have a really hard time. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Please comment below if you have any questions. Please like and subscribe. I can definitely post more videos like this. I just need to know, if you guys are interested or not. And if anybody was wondering, I'm wearing a wig right now. And it's from Lit Unicorns, and it's literally amazing, and it's so long, and I'm obsessed with it. So I do have a $5 off code, and I will put that in the description below if you want to use that, as well as a referral link. So I will put all of that below if you guys like this wig and, like, want to look at the other wigs that they have. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.